Everybody, Kulipup here again, and we've just finished this is of course in the lesson of the 7 heavens or 7 levels to this, our existence. And we're going to go on to level 2 now. So level 2. Also, you can put this down as the 7th gate or the 7th heaven or the 2nd plane. Whatever you'd like to do, but this is level 2. Now, level 2, where are you when you reach level 2? Now, we've already been through the matrix level 1, where you've established that I'm just beginning to open my eyes to my reality and what the truth is of where we are and who we are, that we are immortal souls, fractalized pieces of, if you'd like to call God, I will say source, and what we are here for and our purpose and so forth like that, and the kind of entities that you'd come across and so forth and what they can do. So we've just established that, and so we're now going to go into level 2. Now level 2 is no longer called the matrix. It is called source. Also known as heaven. Heaven. Although it's hard because heaven, a lot of people will look at heaven as in the biblical sense. You know, they'll think angels with wings and fluffy clouds and white long beards and halos and everything like that. It's not like that. It really isn't like that. But what it is the source of our creation. I want to say that when you get to the 7th level, then you understand really the source of our creation. But it is where people know that souls reside, basically, where trillions and trillions and trillions of souls reside. So that is in level 2. Okay. Now, when you are in level 2, it does not mean that you're dead. Well, technically you could be in level 2 and have passed away, but in this existence, when you are in level 2, it means that you have come into the knowledge of where we come from, who you are, what we are, what you are, and why you are here. Now, even though you are an immortal soul, you're an immortal spirit, and the only way you can ascend past this level 2 is if you have established who you are from this standpoint. You have to be alive in this game, in this life. You have to understand what lies beyond level 2 in order to progress on beyond level 2. So that's why so many souls, they will incarnate over and over and over again, because when they were in this lifetime, they didn't figure it out. Or they only figured out, or they stopped at heaven. They believed that when we die, we go to heaven, and that's it. And there's nothing else besides, nothing beyond heaven. Heaven is just all that there is. And because we have that belief, that's where you stop. And that's where you stay. So, that is level 2. You discover where we come from, who you actually are, meaning in terms of your frequency name. And again, your frequency name is not what's on your birth certificate. Your frequency name is the sound your energy vibration makes. For example, mine is Kulipup, Atenka Noah Heyahe. Yeah, it's gotten longer. I've done another bloody frequency upgrade, so my name's gotten longer, and so we're going to go into that as well. But anyway, that is my name. That is my frequency. That's the sound my whole being, my energy vibrates at. But you still, call me Kulipup, whatever. It's getting too long now. And then, of course, you discover what you are, so you know that you are a source fractal, that you know that you are a piece of this universal energy that brings everybody together. And, I am you, you are me, we are all one. You understand what you are, and you understand why we incarnate into this game. And that's, of course, to learn our lessons and so forth, and develop ourselves as souls. Now, again, if you've not figured out that there is a place beyond heaven, you keep coming in. You just keep coming in, you learn a lot of lessons, you develop as a soul, but you still remain unbalanced. Now, when you are in level 2, let's talk about the frequency levels that you'll experience. When you are in, you'll have a physical frequency. When you first transition, you'll know because you'll hit frequency level 13. If you're still in frequency level 12, that still means you're in the last level of matrix level 1. Okay? When you hit the 13th level, this is the transition. All right? So you can call the 13th level of transition kind of like the awakening level or the awakening that you feel when you just get into level 5 in the matrix. In the matrix level 1. So you've got your 13th transition level. Now you will go up to, what is it, 15? 20. You will go into, so level 2 is physical frequency 13 to 20. Now, what does that mean when you're in a physical frequency of 13 to 20? Well, it just means that you have enough, your physical body is vibrating at the appropriate level to support the amount of energy that you will be creating by being in this level. Okay, so just the same way as, let's say you put your hand under some hot water through the tap, right? Now your hand gets used to the water, so you can turn the temperature up. And that's basically what it is. Between 13 to 20, the temperature has gone way up, and you're now able to manage being in such a high vibration. Your body's like, okay, we've adjusted to this. We can process a lot more energy, because as you are in level 2, you will have more energy. And there's going to be good reason for this too. So you're also going to be in the ethereal frequency of, let's have a look here, which is 10,000 to 99,999. That will be your ethereal frequency within this level. Okay, so what does that actually mean? Well, it means you have a hell of a lot more power. It does. It means that you are able to manipulate. You have more deeper understanding. You have a far deeper belief. And you are able to manipulate energies that much easier. Excuse me. You also, when you get up to the higher part, you need copious amounts of water to help with your vibration. It's like when steel is cutting steel and they throw water on it in order to cool it down so it doesn't melt. The equipment doesn't melt. Like, yeah, that's basically what you need. You need lots and lots and lots of water because you dry out really, really quickly. But anyway, so these are going to be the levels that you are going to be going into when you are in level 2. So 10,000 to 99,999. All right. Now, when it comes to these levels, what is going to be attached to this? Well, for one, in order to surpass level 1, you would have needed to have your conscious mind, your subconscious mind, and your emotional body program or entities that are within you. They need to concede, meaning to your source fractal. So meaning you're going to have to understand that they were separate entities that were within your mind. Stephanie Meyer's The Host, if you've ever seen that movie or read that book, where the aliens came in and they were implanted into the back of the heads and they fused themselves with their host and took over their mind. And the original person that was in that body was dormant. However, some of the really, really strong individuals, strong-willed individuals, strong-minded individuals would cause havoc for these aliens. And that's what you need to conquer. You need to understand that your subconscious and conscious program minds and your emotional body program were all like these little aliens that were stuck into you. That's just the analogy, but they are programs specific to your frequency. It's part of your soul contract. When you come in here, you sign a contract automatically, and you agree to it. Otherwise, you wouldn't come in here. And that is what it means. You are then privy to having these entities attached to you automatically, depending on your frequency level. So, to get through from level 1 to level 2, you would have had to get rid of those suckers. Okay? You just would have had to have them concede. Now, because they are entities, not just programs that run off and then they think, they calculate, it's the same thing. So when I say you need to get it to concede, I mean you have to convince this program that your source fractal consciousness is in control. And you need to claim back your power to say that, no, I am a fractalized piece of God. I am my name. For me, it was just like, I am Kulipup. You don't tell me what to do. I tell you what to do. I am your creator. You know, I am the one that created you. You can't tell me what to do. And you can't control and manipulate me like that. So when you've done that, and your subconscious and conscious minds have been like, okay, all right, you're the boss here. That's when you can move up into level 2. However, as soon as you reach the 13th level, and you've just got rid of your subconscious and conscious programs from level 1, a new one comes in. New subconscious. And it is the God subconscious. And subsequently, you have a God conscious. However, you do not get an emotional body consciousness. It's just literally just these two, the subconscious and conscious minds, and that is on God level. So what does that actually mean? Well, it means they speak to you on a God level, okay? As soon as you hit level 13, you've basically said to the universe, the game, or whatever, that I understand who I am. I understand my power, and I know this. So it's going to dish back right at you a consciousness and a subconscious entity program. Well, we'll say entity, though. That will then wreak havoc on you as it would anyone else, really. But as a God. Alrighty. So what can they actually do? Well, they infiltrate your mind. So they infiltrate your mind. Of course, they are a part of your mind. And they also have the ability to physically perform energy manipulation. Okay. So, whereas in the level 1, they only had the mind. Your conscious and subconscious, they could only affect you in your mind. They could not manipulate your energy or anything around you. However, when you get up into this level, not only can they manipulate your mind, if you allow them to, because that's exactly what they're going to do, and they're going to try their best to get you to lower in frequency. Because if you're lowering in frequency, it means that they are sucking in They're feeding off of your power just like any other entity would. Although, again, they're a subconscious and conscious mindset or program, they are still an entity that is now directly feeding off of your energy. So what your goal is to say, no, you're not allowed to do this. However, they put a lot of, it's a very, very sophisticated entity. So when it comes to physical energy manipulation, I mean, they're going to switch your timelines. So for example, if you've been working on a manifestation and you're like, yeah, right before you're able to get that manifestation, they'll switch your timeline and put you in a timeline where it didn't happen. So you could have been literally working so hard on a manifestation and it just doesn't go through. And you're like, what? Why? And it's because you haven't gotten them to concede to you. You haven't told them or shown them that you are who you are. So they're going to, because again, it's the manipulation of God. Now they lie to you like nobody's business. They're going to say everything. And I'll give you my, my own kind of, my own experience. So when I finally got out of level 1 and I got into level 2, my subconscious told me that it was a God. Because technically, yes, it's on the frequency of a God. And it was because it was sucking in my own energy, which was at the level of God as well. Now, what it did was it wanted to control me. So there are some, like, I'm going to use some foul language here. So if you're a younger individual, if you're not keen on foul language, this is what it was saying to me. And it is very derogatory. It is things that are said to you in order to physically jar you and shake you and put you in a place of servitude to it. And it's whether you are able to recognize what this is happening. So just preparing you. So when I reached up to this level, this entity, which I didn't know it was a subconscious at that point. I didn't. Because again, I was lower frequency, so I didn't understand what it was. So I thought it was literally another God. I thought it was another God, and I was just like, oh shit. You know, like I'm battling this other being within my mind. But they're manipulating energy. So this God, which I thought was a God, but entity, told me it was a God and told me that I was simply a cell. Because there's truth and lies. That I was just a cell out of trillions and trillions and trillions. And that he was looking at me, because I'm still trapped in this physical world. My consciousness is still trapped here. So he was just like, I'm looking at your physical body right now. And I could kill you anytime I want. And then he's just like, you know what? I'm going to snap your neck. And immediately what I felt was my neck close up, as if somebody had their hand around my neck. And he said, if you don't comply, I will kill you right here, right now. And that scared the hell out of me. And then he kind of went, and yes, it was a he. And then he would tell me things like, again, derogatory and everything. There's a lot of sexual things, all right? Because when you're balanced, you're actually on the frequency of love, and to an entity or to somebody who's on the other side, it can come through as a very, very strong sexual desire, right? And it's a little odd. But anyway, I'm not trying to say I'm like all that in a bag of chips or anything like that. It is literally just the energy. But what he said is, I can see your body and I'm going to make you my wife. And I'm here like, no, I refuse. Because for one, I don't even know you. And two, that could not have been the whole reason I was raising frequency was just to go through all of this heartache, all of this work, the inner work, the battles of the subconscious, the conscious mind, getting this succeeding to going on, raising all and gaining all this power and finding all this knowledge about who we are and what we are, and going beyond what it is, only to be told that you came from a petri dish. You're just a fractal. You're a piece like anybody else. Like you're just a little cell, and I'm gonna crush you if I want to. And I was just like, shit. But then he would say things like, but no, I'm gonna make you my wife. And I'm thinking here, like, I'm just a cell. How does that work out? Because he had me under the impression that I was multiplying in order to become or be grown into a physical large vessel, right? But that he was projecting himself in, just as a spirit would, into this physical world. And that's why he was just like, I'm going to kill you. I'm going to kill you. And it scared me. It really did scare me. And he was feeding off of that power. And he fed off of it until I kind of went, you know what? F you. I didn't do all this damn work to do all this stuff just to do this. So if you're going to kill me, kill me. But either way, I'm proceeding forward. And with that, I raised my frequency. Because I still said, you know what? I'm a powerful individual. And I accepted my power and so forth. And I got it to concede to me or delete it or erase or whatever. It literally was no more after that. Now, that's when it leads us into, wait, is there anything else I need to do about level 2? So you've got, they're going to infiltrate your mind, tell you all this rubbish kind of stuff. Then they're going to physically be able to perform energy manipulation. So again, affecting your physical body, you're going to feel it a lot more and so forth, and be able to switch your timelines and affect the energy that is around you as well. So for example, if like me, when my computer broke, I fixed my computer with my energy. I basically told it to turn on and it turned on. But trust me, if I give this computer to anybody else, it's not going to work. But because I'm here, it works because I need it, right? So it could then stop that if I did not believe or have the power in my mind to make it work and switch my own timelines and stuff. So that's what you're gonna have to kind of deal with. Now, other entities that are within this level, there's none really. You are literally looking at just these physical, subconscious, and conscious programs, because every other entity is of a lower frequency. So if you're in level 2 and you have a ghost come around you, you can literally just go poof, you're gone. That's why when anybody's just like, oh, if there's an entity around or so forth, like, oh, are there ghosts in the house and everything like that, I'm like, bring it on. I like hunting. I'll take them all out because it's easy. It's really, really, really easy when you have the strong belief and you have the energy behind you. They are banished within a thought. They are deleted or they are eliminated within just a simple thought, so that you really have nothing to fear whatsoever when you are within level 2 in terms of the matrix level 1 entities. When you start speaking to them more regularly, you will feel the fear that they have for you. And then you're kind of going to get a little bit of hunting spirit like I do, because you can't stand them. So that's why I'm like, hey, you got an entity that needs to be eliminated? That's outside of your vessel, like a ghost or a demon or whatever? I'm like, shoot, I'll toy with that sucker. I'll just be like, you know what? I'm going to hold you right there so I can teach this person how to eliminate themselves and feel really good about it. and everything, because they're not of love and light. What can I say? But anyway, so that is your level 2 experience. So heaven, or the God source, knowing that we are source in level 2. And for me, that was just kind of thinking we were a little ball of light in a cell. Like literally, if a skin cell had millions and trillions of other little things going on in it, that's what I thought we were. Just a little cell of a ball of energy. That is not the case, by the way, and which we will discover in level 3. So we will do that. Catch me in the next video for level 3.